Hey everybody, it is Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here, and I am here today for a very delicious impromptu video. So, this is the only time that I have been happy about a show being canceled in a little while. Goosebumps has been canceled after 2 terrible seasons. They have decided that this show was not worth it. They have decided that it was too big of a piece of shit. And let's be honest. Let's just talk about, look, I'm happy not only because I'm making my own Goosebumps fan series, and now this has basically taken that off as any kind of direct competition. But I'm also happy because this show was terrible. It was terrible from the very, very beginning, where they released a trailer like a week or 2 before the show came out, and then they released half of the season in one day, 5 episodes in one day. That was a big, big red flag. And then even though they improved a little bit in the second season, it was still a huge mess. And the big question that I had from the show was, why did they even make it Goosebumps? Because it feels like there's a lot of stories in the show that they would have been a lot better if they were just, their own stories. But attaching these, names of the books was stupid because they didn't even put any effort into actually adapting the books, honoring the stories, honoring R.L. Stine. They treated it basically like a vehicle where they could put their own shit in it, their mopey teenage drama bullshit with a bunch of agendas, modern agendas, like the cringeworthy part where they had the picture of Bill Clinton and they said, "Oh look, it's Hillary's husband." Like, no one talks like that. And so this show, it was doomed from the very beginning, and I'm so happy that it's ended, because I am such a Goosebumps fan that even after the first season was so terrible, I held out hope. I held out a false sense of hope because I just want to see good Goosebumps. I love Goosebumps. I haven't finished all of the books, but I've read a good portion of them. And I really, really enjoy them. In fact, Safi and I will be reviewing a Goosebumps book on this weekend, I believe. The schedule has been pretty crazy lately. I've been shifting things around because there's just been so much shit to review. But yeah, it's really sad because, I do think that the writers, no matter how terrible they are, and no matter how disrespectful to the books they are, I do think that, I want them to succeed and I want them to do something better, but just don't do Goosebumps. These writers were not meant to do Goosebumps. The guy who made the show, he is not meant to do Goosebumps. He did a terrible job with the first movie. The first movie was terrible. The second movie was actually a fun movie because the second one felt like a Slappy World book. It felt like, even though it was more kiddish, it felt like a Slappy World book. And, that was honestly, a smart decision to make, considering the fact that, Slappy World was airing at that time. But this Goosebumps series, it just felt like it was completely disconnected from the fans. You did have this very small minority of fanboys who, they just said the show's amazing because it is, and if you don't agree, then, you're a this, you're a that. They get into, little personal insults, and it's okay, well, if you have to resort to, the most, juvenile personal insults over a show, then it just shows that you have no idea what you're talking about, and you're just completely full of shit. And so, yeah, I really am happy that this show is gone. I'm happy that it ended. It was 2 seasons too much. Okay, like the first season, it was enough to say, hey, like if you do another season, and that was the funny thing too. When they did the second season, they tried to disguise it. They tried to say, like, this is Goosebumps The Vanishing. It's not Goosebumps Season 2. Because they were so ashamed of how bad the first season was, they were trying to disguise their work. And I'm just saying, look, listen to the fans. I was saying for years, how to do Goosebumps correctly. I made pitch videos. I did reviews of the original Goosebumps books. I laid out exactly how to do good Goosebumps. Number one, shoot it in Ohio, because that's where the books take place. Guess what I'm doing, everybody? Since you are hopefully going to see this video, I'm shooting my fan series all in Ohio. Well, I might shoot one or two out of state. I might shoot one in New Orleans, which is like a swamp setting, and then I might shoot one in Illinois, in kind of like the John Hughes area. I might, with a exclamation point. But for the most part, I'm shooting it all in Ohio. And it's going to be the first Goosebumps movie, the first Goosebumps media, that takes place in Ohio and is shot in Ohio. Isn't that amazing? Like, it's like, seriously, like, why can't they just shoot Goosebumps in Ohio? Why is it so fucking hard? You make it take place in New York. You make it take place in Washington. Like, what the hell? And then number two, instead of making it all about children, which I get it, it's a children's series, but there is a huge portion, a huge amount of children who read Goosebumps. And guess what happened? They grew up. They're adults. And guess what else? They still love Goosebumps. And those people deserve Goosebumps too. They don't deserve to have to watch this shitty, watered down, lame kids Goosebumps crap. This sludge. And that's the insulting thing too, is that, like, Goosebumps used to be so much darker. Like, Welcome to Dead House, Stay Out of the Basement, etc., etc. That is how Goosebumps needs to be, and that is how I'm going to do Goosebumps. My Goosebumps fan series is going to be completely for adults. It might have a couple of episodes that I guess you could show kids, maybe. But for the most part, you probably wouldn't want to show a kid my series because it's going to traumatize them. It's going to be epic. It is going to be insane. Number three, I guess you could say, if you make a Goosebumps series or movie, maybe you should maybe you should fart. Maybe you should start telling the actual stories in the books. This is another thing that the new Goosebumps series just did not want to do. They did it sometimes very, very, like, briefly and very, like, vaguely, but for the most part, all they did was just make up their own shit. Which is really frustrating, because you can make up stuff inside the realms of those stories. You can make up stuff that fits into those stories. But it always felt like with this new show, hey, we just want to do our mopey, emo, teen drama bullshit, and we want to do what we want to do. And they even did like a Blair Witch tribute thing with this stupid like thing with Welcome to Camp Nightmare, and it was like a Blair Witch tribute, but it had nothing to do with summer camp. It was just fucking retarded. So yeah, that was bad. My series, I will admit, I am changing things here and there. But the only reason I'm changing things is for either budgetary reasons or because I genuinely think that changes would benefit the stories, but I'm not, like, drastically changing the stories for so far. So far. And I'm saying that just with an asterisk because anything could happen because I want to do, some cool stuff. but I will not shit on the stories like the show did. And then number 4, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, number 4 would be the music. Like, there's no good music in the new Goosebumps series. Like, they have this terrible, I hate to say it, but like rap music, modern trash music. And this music does not fit Goosebumps at all. And it just really sucks because you have the Goosebumps theme right there. And to be honest, like, if I had millions of dollars, the first thing I would do is, if the guy who did the music still wants to do it, I would get him back to do the music for this show. But I would want to get like a remake or like a cover of that theme. But you have the theme right there. Why not use the theme that everyone already loves instead of replacing it with some generic music that like nobody even thinks about ever, or that stupid rap song, I get goosebumps every time. You know, I mean, what a stupid piece of crap. And so I will be using the original theme song. As for the music, that's going to be tough because I make all my own music, and I do have trouble with making music. So that is going to be something I might have to work on. But I will do it, and I will do as good of a job as I can, and I will not put rap music in my fan series. And then number 5, talk about like just an ugly show. I mean, the old Goosebumps show, it was so beautiful, and it was so colorful, and it was full of rich colors and vibrant pictures, and even though, you know, it had a low budget and you had shitty effects sometimes, it had a beautiful vintage look to it that I will absolutely be recapturing in my series. Whereas the new series, let's just say, it looked like a pile of mud. It looked like rainwater. Like if you just poured rainwater all over a good picture, and then they say, oh, like, look, this is the show, this is the picture. Like, that's what the show looks like. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at all that the show got canceled. I think that it's finally time that they canceled this bullshit. I'm actually surprised it got a second season. But, you know, the second season, it was like a handicap season because they had fewer episodes, and they called it Goosebumps The Vanishing because they were so embarrassed about season 1. So, yeah, I hope that you guys stick around because, as I said, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this fan series. I'm going to treat it just like it's a movie that I'm making or a show or anything. I'm going to treat it just like a real project. I'm not going to treat it like a fan series. I'm not going to treat it like a home video that, you know, you show your parents on the holidays. I'm going to treat it like it's a serious project. And fortunately, I don't have to worry about competing with this trash show anymore. So please like this video and comment and tell me what you think about the show getting canceled. Are you sad? Are you very upset? You know, if you are, I'm sorry. Because, you know, I don't like making people upset, and I don't like, you know, even if I don't like the show, if you're upset about it, you know, I feel for you too. But, you know, I do know that better things are coming with me. And then please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more honest videos like this. And I also have a Patreon page, which is also called Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies. And if you sign up for the $5 tier right now, you are going to get your name in the credits of all my Goosebumps fan series episodes. And if you sign up for the $25 tier, you are going to get your name in all of my upcoming movies as well. So lots of cool things on my Patreon page. And I have a vlog. Yes, I have a vlog. I vlog to suck your blood. I don't know where I was going. Monster Blood. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but I have my own vlog. It's called How to Make a Goosebumps Fan Series. And what I'm trying to kind of do is it's almost like my version of The Office, where it's just like a really funny like vlog behind the scenes style, taking you behind the curtain, showing you how I actually make these movies, these shows. And yeah, I hope that it becomes like something where you can look back and say, wow, he has really come far. He has gone from YouTube to Tubi. No, I'm just kidding. YouTube, from YouTube to the Oscars. So yeah, goodbye everybody. See you soon, and keep watching. Goodbye.